Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an awesome week of HGC China so far, and a large part of it because of you. So thank you very much for watching us from Monday to Wednesday, but we have one more series to go before we're going to close the show here today, and that is going to be a good one, Tetris. CE versus the A-Team.
Both of these teams struggled earlier on today, with the A-Team going down 0-2 to RPG in pretty convincing fashion, to be honest, which is why we were so annoyed about the last series. Whereas CE, they actually were able to get wrecked in the first game, but actually brought it back and put on a really convincing show in the second, giving us a 1-1.
Yeah, all right. So, you know, especially if you've been watching us for a longer period of time now, then oftentimes people got really surprised by the number of 1-1s that we had in China. But this phase seems to be a little different. We're having a surprising number of clean 2-0s, more or less. Maybe this series is going to break the trend a little bit, because A-Team definitely have what it takes to at least take one map of CE.
We're definitely going to have to find out as we are heading into the little bit of a preview of our teams. CE, once again, back for the second time today, looking to finally get themselves another clean 2-0. It would only be their second 2-0 of the entire phase so far, meaning that they would go up to a total of 8 points. Okay, it would put them ahead of RPG, but still behind SBT and Beyond the Game.
And you know, there's a lot of talk about teams like RPG or A-Team and them doing a lot better than we're used to seeing. But there's still no doubt that CE needs a win here, and they're expecting a win against the A-Team. Despite, you know, the good results of the A-Team at the playoffs, during the playoffs of last phase, this is an opponent they should not drop any points to.
Yeah, they had good performance during the playoffs and on day number 1 and day number 2, but the A-Team today look a lot more shaky against a team we just saw get kind of wrecked by SBT. So this should, in theory, be a CE win. We'll have to see.
All right, Abathur getting banned here. Sky Temple, of course, is the map. Now, CE is a team that has played quite a lot of Abathur compared to Chinese standards themselves. So banning it out is pretty interesting, especially since they were first pick.
Very true. There is the Genji ban, very usual there. Maiev, and this is probably going to be White Main or Diablo. Deckard seems to have actually fallen down a bit in priority, but might still be prioritized high enough to be a ban.
I guess if you think about it, Tetra, with A-Team putting so much emphasis on Illidan, probably more than any other team in the league, banning the Abathur first kind of beats two things in one go, right? First of all, you kind of weaken the Illidan, because without Abathur he's not nearly as powerful. And also you deny this annoying mule that you would have to potentially deal with, so otherwise.
That's true. That is a potential issue that they're going to have to deal with. So, with Abathur now being, as you said, slightly weakened. The A-Team, though, just going for priority picks at the moment, getting out the Deckard Cain and the Garrosh.
Alright, what are we going to see from CE? They did play a little bit of Falstad, a little bit of Jaina. There's even Phoenix. That's pretty okay. Oh man, if only Alufo still played it.
Yeah, it would be good. I mean, they already played it earlier today, and they still did pretty well. 365 was still able to rock that reasonably.
And it must feel good for XTQ, who you can see in the bottom left here in the webcams as well, to finally get some victories in there. Because when you're the new guy on the team, right, and you have to fill those big shoes or those big footsteps that Wind left behind, it's never easy. And if you then struggle to get those decent results in with your team at your side, it really probably takes a toll on you. So getting this first clean 2-0 today in here, it's probably going to boost his morale and confidence a little bit as well. The Rainer ban, pretty interesting. I like it though. And
is it going to be the correct ban? As Illidan comes in once again. They gotta get something to go with this, surely.
At this point, it's not even surprising anymore, right? It's not like, whoa, Illidan, hey, A-Team. They were shut down earlier, though. Bruiser definitely had to experience his first bitter loss on his favorite hero.
Indeed. As a Yarel to come with it. So that's going to be applying armor, assuming those two can stay together effectively.
So what is the response here? The support pick has already been taken, so Karzim not necessarily the best support to deal with an Illidan. You have the bunker, okay. Maybe I would have actually taken an Arthas over to Blaze here.
Blaze is still reasonable. Okay, alright.
I'm looking at the A team right now, and I'm seeing them laughing, enjoying themselves, having a good time, and I see Tetra shake his head in disbelief.
I don't know what's going on today. I don't know if someone's put something in the water, but all the teams have taken crazy pills in terms of their drafting.
Yeah. And it's not even crazy pills in terms of us being like, hey, this is actually very creative and it could work, but more of the crazy pill that causes you to jump and dance without any reason. What?
Yeah, I mean, Zordin's not the worst hero in the world, but I guess there's not a huge amount of hard engage on him. And like I said, it's not the worst hero. Like I'm gonna be reasonable and hold judgment until I see it.
All right.
But this is an unusual pick that is not picked for very good reason usually. But the damage output it offers is very effective. It's likely going to be a Tazdingo due to the fact that the
it just shit.
due to the fact the guillotine is countered by Bunker, but on the vice versa, guillotine kind of counters Bunker if you can time it right.
If you time it well, if you put it on the right target, not even the mighty Illidan is safe of it. It is ability damage. So let's see what he can actually do, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into Sky Temple. A very exotic, yet again, team composition by the A team, facing a little bit of a normal draft here, coming in from CE. And they are on the blue hand side, on the blue left side. A Luful, XTQ, 365, KTY, and Juyu. Challenge.
And on the right-hand side, it is the A-team with Jaina, Olele, Bruiser, Stugos, and Yitskuk. A unique draft coming in from them. Let's see if they are going to be able to pull this off to maximum efficiency, starting off with the Bone Slicer on that Zul'jin.
Tetra, you know what? My body is ready to be surprised. I just want one of those wonky team comps to win at least once today. We've had the full melee aggression coming in from RPG earlier. Then we've seen a couple of other wonky stuff here. Now it's Zul'jin. Let's see what they can actually do with it. Olele already taking a little bit of damage here. All that brawling over the Vision Tower. A-team taking a little bit of a hit, but so is Jaina. And the first blood goes over to the red team.
But Jaina's dropping low, still Luful was moving in, but teleports away. Groundbreaker finds Juyu. Immediately Bruiser moves in. Good flip, and Juyu will be able to escape. Don't go any further. He will get punished. There's a charge. Bruiser is dropped a little lower. In the meantime, Blaze has already moved down to mid lane. He's starting to soak the experience as everyone begins to split up.
Yeah, the A-team took a lot of damage in that skirmish as well, and it's going to take a while for them to refill those bars. Look at Stugos as well, and Decker Kane losing a lot of mana in the process. The real, like, a little bit of a tip for you guys out there when you play Decker Kane yourselves, be very cautious when you use your W and your E, because those two abilities are the biggest mana eaters, if you will. The potions you can spam almost to your heart's content, but once you waste a couple of Roderick Cubes or a Scroll of Ceilings, that's when you really start to feel the mana pain.
Very much so, but we'll have to see if he's able to play around that. Just save his mana or use it effectively. Mana management. Thanks, Brain. As 365 takes out the camp. He's going to go down to meet Illidan in the bot lane, at least for the time being, while the rest of CE clear out mid and just continue to rotate.
Now, I look at the enemy team comp. I look at CE's team comp, basically. And I see a lot of hard engage, and I see a lot of damage coming in. So it should actually be a Tazdingo later on for Zul'jin. I would love to see that, actually. Just tanking through a Jaina burst composition, by the way. Speaking of tanking through, look at Garrosh holding his own here.
365 is dead. XTQ is dead. Finally, down goes Bruiser. But that was a clutch save by Stugos with those potions onto Yitskuk, allowing that to happen.
I'm not really hating this initial onslaught coming in from the A-team. What they're doing really well right now is basically making sure that all is safe in the front line. Oh, look at Garrosh. No chills given. Are they going to get that kill? Yes, they are. Olele is bringing the Axemon onto Diablo.
That was good. Well done. As we see Amani Hyde coming in as well for that Zul'jin. That reduced Amani Rage cooldown and 10 armor, which is going to be pretty huge against some of this damage output from CE.
Okay, you know, Tetra, is it really time for Zul'jin to get his first win ever in HGC China?
I mean, it's not ever. It has won already before. It was we had one win for twice actually. It was one from SPT against Wukong Gaming and once from E-Star against, I believe at the time was Hot Lady.
All right. Oh man, those are some good names to remember. Wukong Gaming, you know, they gave us entertainment in their own way, but Hot Lady, what a long time it has been.
It's been a very long time indeed, as Juyu takes a little bit of damage. This is familiar. Are we at level 1 again? No. As Alufal drops low, Bruiser chasing down, actually follows through with Juyu, but can't get the kill onto Alufal, so it's Diablo who will be targeted. No, again. Juyu escapes. They keep target changing, looking for KTY now. Illidan, body boxer, good, and KTY is down.
Oh my goodness, and no crowd control to keep Bruiser in check. No Dehaka with a tongue, for example. And Diablo, he was one of those few heroes who could have maybe done it, but he was busy running away himself. Look at the health. It's only now refilling slowly but gradually. And now it's Cookie is not done. The A-team is absolutely relentless. They have good vision on Chikarazi because of Illidan's chase. But now it looks like Bruiser has overstayed his welcome. Evasion is good, though, against Phoenix and Karzi.
Very good. Very effective, able to survive there. Bruiser goes back in for Alufal again. We see Ferocity. The attack speed bonus of Berserker increased by 40% for the Zul Jin, so even more auto attacks going to come in here. This has got to be a build for the... Oh, hang on. Eatskook in danger. He survives. He survives. Potion value. He's out.
I can't believe the amount of damage Itzcook has withstood in this game with those potions, with his own innate armor. It's just absolute insanity right now. The A-team, look at them go. Relentless chasing from left to right and right to left. Thank you for that knockback. I appreciate it.
They're running out. They've run out of place to chase, though, as they would be going into forts. As A-team, 6 kills to 1 right now. As Zuljin moves in with the help of everyone else. Alufal drops very low. They can't finish him off, but they will absolutely try to get Juyu, and they will get it with Zuljin picking up the kill. The spirits whisper, and they say, get wrecked.
Oh boy. Now, it might sound crazy, but the A-team is playing the most Chinese of Chinese meta you could possibly think of, right?
Yeah, from 2015. This is not current. This has been Chinese meta for 2-3 years now.
Let's say the most Chinese of Chinese styles, and then we probably get closer to the truth. And
again, we're still going back a year or two. China chilled out quite a bit in the last year or two.
But isn't it amazing and astonishing at the same time that CE can't deal with that?
Very. I mean, how do you prepare for that? How do you prepare for this? It's just that not fighting is the #1 thing that CE should be doing right now. Olele, 365 was in tower range there, so very nearly regretting this decision.
Olele, though, staying away from the Diablo. They actually had to deal... Oh, baby. Bruiser gets another kill. Here we go. Phoenix doesn't seem to be doing so well here. Even with that teleport that he has available, Illidan is the master of gap closing, right? He has so many chasing tools. He's probably one of the stickiest characters in the lore of in the Nexus. Yeah, good luck trying to run away from that guy.
Level 10 is online. We are seeing currently Illidan and Deckard Kane holding, but we are seeing the Taz Dingo for the Zul Jin, the Taunt for the Garrosh, the Warlord's Challenge, and the Ardent Defender for the Urel. And CE will scout this. This was not killed quick enough. Bruiser comes down to assist, but this might be a pretty decent invade. As Karasi saw it, Diablo's moving in. Lornado is going to have to be picked to protect it. We've seen Metamorphosis as well, and Lornado just in case. Very smart by Steel-Ghost. Could have been a bit more patient, but better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. Better safe than sorry. Use the momentum you've got here right now. Push with everything you've got as well, with the exception maybe of Uriel. But it's a 4 versus 4 yet again. Diablo getting flung in. Can they survive? Suyu in so much pain and trouble.
Taken out by Bruiser. Oh no, he lives. Bruiser dropped the evasion a second too late, so he ate that fort shot and got the attack speed slow. The taunt is good. 7-sided salvo.
Oh, they kill everybody!
A full deletion. Bruiser taken out, even with Metamorphosis. Jaina is all alone. Quick Divine Steed. Leave. Gets demounted. Quick hammer to the face, and Jaina might survive this, but that was savage.
The 4-man... Still can't believe it. The 4-man salvo. Alufal probably was at this point just lifting his hands up in the air, putting it away from the mouse and be like, yeah, I got that quad kill.
Here we go. Look at that. They immediately focus on Diablo. So keep an eye on Bruiser for starters. He drops evasion now to focus on Zhuyu. It expires, so he loses the attack speed, which would have killed Zhuyu. And Zhuyu immediately heals up, turns around, quick lightning breath is all that's needed. And then with Karazim being the bait to keep him in range, Salvo comes out, and it's a full team. Except for Jada, sorry. Four-person wipe.
Absolutely amazing. Probably one of the coolest quad kills I've seen in my personal life. Anyways, though, Luful teleporting to safety in style. The fight is not over yet, though.
7-sided damage spread magnificently. Blaze with the double kill with that charge, and Jada picking up the actual kill though. As Jada on the Yorel comes in as well. Bruiser dives back in for the second time. They're doing up to XTQ, but he survives for the moment. Bruiser dropping low to all the ability damage. Quick stun and kill.
The kill against Phoenix is real. Actually, I think Yorel might try to go for another one. Takes so much damage though. Heals for a little bit. Zul'jin says, nope, I'm out of here. I'm almost dead. I don't have my Tazdingo ready. And Tetra, that's how quickly things can turn around. CE have finally stabilized. They have their heroic abilities. They have the bunker, for example, to give them a little bit of a safe haven during those team fights. And yeah, they're back in the game, baby.
That would have been very different if that Lornado had actually called Phoenix at his teleport location, but it was a second too early and a second too far forward. A bit too far forward.
Yeah.
If they'd been able to pull Phoenix back in, he would have absolutely died, as he'd already been dropped very low. But as such, this is not going too well for the A-team now. They were in the lead hugely, but now they're a full level behind.
That's what happens sometimes when after a decent early game and a couple of really awesome team fights, you just miss the train, right? You keep brawling, you keep underestimating your opponents despite them having a little bit of a power spike at level 10. You're going to start losing experience in team fights here. Jaina, by the way, talking about the hero, not the player, XDQ, he's about to reach his ice block as well. And then we'll have another defensive tool against all that damage coming in from Illidan and Zul'jin.
That's going to be very helpful, very useful, as once he can get it. For now, though, we're seeing Ancient Blessings coming in for the Decade K, and that might be able to protect them.
That's actually a really nice talent.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help all of the heroes here who are all quite focused on auto attacks. We're going to be seeing the Eye of Zul'jin coming in at level 13. The bonus movement speed for Zul'jin, so he's going to be a lot harder to lock down. Makes sense.
Yeah, the Ancient Blessings, as you said, it's going to make everyone in their team benefit from it. Most importantly, of course, Zul'jin and Illidan, but even Yorel to a certain extent, who already hits like a truck because of her high initial auto attack damage. I'm not going to not say no to a blessing like that.
So now, Bruiser moving towards
someone just activated Tazdingo by accident. I knew I heard something, but nobody was even nearby.
Oh, I guess he did. That's... Huh.
That's a pretty big deal. I really hope, for Olele's sake on the Zul'jin, that CE did not catch that. I really hope they had nobody in range.
But why, though? That's got to be a misclick. Trying to start
it was a misclick, yeah.
As we see Zhuyu getting focused down, Bruiser starting to do damage. Why are they fighting without Tazdingo? What is wrong with you? As Eatskook pulls back, Jada drops low. Quick toss by Garrosh, and he might escape. But the oil slow, potion just off target, and Eatskook is down. Everyone tries to save, and they die instead.
At this point, I don't even think Olele told his teammates. He was probably trying to just sit it out without anyone noticing. And then in a team fight, there was like, oh, by the way, guys, didn't have Tazdingo on. It's just one of those classic scumbag moments, but yeah, I probably didn't do that, but...
I assume they didn't expect that many people to be there, thought they could get a single kill and leave, but that was just a disaster.
Yeah, that is indeed a little bit of a disaster, you know, when you just wasted one of your most important cooldowns, heroic abilities, and then you still go for the brawl. Or what, really? What did they fight for? Vision Tower, one temple when there's two available. You can just split it all.
No, that was unnecessary, and as such, 16 is available for CE. They grab control of the boss. Jada finishes at level 1. This is all now coming up CE.
All right, at least the A-team gets potentially a catcher onto Blaze, but guess what? He's got the bunker. He's safe and sound for now. The lightning breath for good measure. Eatskook is probably going to say goodbye as well. And CE now, after looking so shaky in the early game, they have found all the targets they wanted to focus on. Here comes another salvo.
Tazdingo trying to focus Alufal, but Alufal just kites him away using the bonus movement speed from level 4, and Jada, who wasn't even in that fight to begin with, so I have no idea why they even took it, is the only one left alive.
This is not boding well. The boss pushing during all of this. Like, you might even just wonder, why did A-Team even bother to fight there? Why are they fighting all the time? I mean, sure, their team comp is built around it, but when the boss is pushing, why don't you just want to defend the bottom, right? You have the keep there, you've got the towers there. Aren't your chances of winning a team fight better when using your defensive structures than looking for a random engagement in the open without even being 16? We could probably continue the futility of this until the end of time.
Also, most of their talents, heroics weren't even back online. That was just unnecessary. I'm not pleased as we see CE. They retake control, finish off the final temple shots, and now Phoenix just continuing to channel the one in bottom.
As if wasn't being behind 3 levels and probably losing game 1 worse enough or bad enough already for A-Team. Now they have made Tetra angry. He's not pleased.
And unfortunately, I'm not like the Hulk. When I get angry, I don't get angrier or stronger. I'm just a little I get saltier. If you let me, I'm like the ocean. As we see, let the killing begin for Zul'jin. Maybe he can use this to start to snowball some team fights, but he's got to get something.
All right. Now, not everything is over for the A-Team just yet. They lost 1 keep. They'll still come back if they show us a little bit of that brilliance that we saw earlier. By the way, these wall pieces are completely revealing them. So CE knows exactly what is going to hit them. Disengaging water elemental. There we go. Illidan gets a lift from that. Zul'jin getting focused at this point.
This is their best chance. Taunt onto Phoenix, focusing him down. Can they do it? Phoenix gets in the bunker. But this does mean the Lightning Breath came out without the salvo, so the slows are basically removed. Here comes a beautiful salvo with the slows from Phoenix on his own, though, as they get destroyed. But Bruiser is in the backline, desperately trying to carry. Jada is still alive as well, so they're going through this. 365 goes... 365 does not go down. Oh my god. And Bruiser, the only survivor, finally dies. And that is a full team wipe coming in for CE.
The dance of death and doom was executed here by CE, just scattering off in all different directions just to make sure that nobody dies.
No Tazdingo at all coming in for Zul'jin there. Every other heroic was used. Lornado actually was used, and I think it's already back. Is my theory. Taunt was definitely used, but wow, A-Team, that was probably their last chance to fight, because now CE are just going to be able to grab everything.
Now, this engagement, though, although it was pretty reckless, was probably one of the smarter ones, though. The previous ones weren't really that clever, but this one, you know, it was needed because otherwise their opponents would have turned 20. Otherwise, with the next temple phase, they could have probably just extended their lead even more. So this was their last opportunity to fight with even talents, right? Now the 20 is there for CE, of course. Now they're going to take structure after structure with 2 mercenary camps actually reinforcing their onslaught. So yeah, the A-Team, that was their last hope. I don't think they can recover from it, though, unless they make a miracle fight happen some way, somehow.
Diablo gets kind of baited here. Lornado separating him from the rest of the team, but Bunker is dropped. Salvo. Only really going to damage E-Scope. The armor applied by Yarel. Keep them all sustained. They're going to lose the keep. But the A-Team, they are all alive, and they might just try and fight this anyway, because they don't have much of a choice.
Zhuyu just casually walking into the bunker that expired. Unfortunately, actually baits the enemy team's focus fire onto him for now. Illidan, Metamorphosis.
Bruce is not dead. They begin moving forward. Olele dropping the damage up here. Good taunt by Itsuku. Gets the armor as Illidan on the back. The great route by Jada shuts down the Illidan, but the rest of the team is dropping very, very low. Cool, nice little unconquerable spirit by Alufal. That saves him and prevents anyone from dying on this team. A clutch teleport. And that was a good fight by the A-Team, but it's just not enough. That 3-level deficit, too much to handle.
If that had been an even fight, let's say 20 versus 20, or even 20 versus 19, with you know, more stats to actually empower heroes like Zul'jin, like Illidan, I think they may have actually gotten a kill. However, as it is, with a 3-level deficit, as you said, there was just not enough power behind those attacks. And as a result, CE got away. They saved every single member of their squad. And yeah, now it's just going to be another uphill battle. Maybe with that boss, maybe if they force a good fight, the A-Team that is, or maybe if they catch their opponents doing it, it's the only saving grace. CE should not do this boss. That's the one throwing condition.
The A-Team see it. The one throwing condition is potentially online. CE are beginning to back up. The A-team kind of have to force this. The A-team should try and force this. They should try and aggravate the boss, but they're just going to leave it. They just let it happen. But they should really just try to force a fight from
on side temple. If you're behind 2 keeps, you need to force a fight at the boss. Because that would have been your greatest chance of coming back. If you're in the lead, though, as CE, you definitely do not want to take this boss. Juju actually dodging Garrett, but it's kind of isolated right now. The fight is all over the place, Tetra. It's getting a little chaotic in here.
Balloonful teleports out. Lightning Breath is cancelled early as Olele begins to move forward. Phoenix in the backline gets cleansed as a beautiful root from Jada shuts down the Garrosh. Bruiser is too low, gets wrecked. Olele finally gets off a Tazdingo and dies.
Bye-bye. Stu goes to the left. The only person left to tell the tale of an adventure of epic proportions. The throw on Sky Temple. Yeah. It was...
that tale is going to be an obituary.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The A-team. They looked so good for the longest part of this game, for the majority of this game. But in the end, they couldn't execute it cleanly until the end. Zulji was so close to getting the victory under his belt. But then CE said, no, let's actually turn it up ourselves and take game number 1 on Sky Temple. 27 kills to 9. What a bloodbath.
Game 1 goes over to CE, giving themselves a minimum 1 point. Very nicely done there. I don't know what to say about that game. That was just... They didn't use heroics when they were in team fights, even when they weren't CC. Like, you just drop it early if you have to. Just... It's better to use it and not die, preferably of like a Tazdingo, than to not use it and die before it's used.